Lawrence with his first pass of the night, but won't get it off. The ball is now out. Brad Allen is there to signal. They call it a fumble. Jacksonville thinks they've retained possession, but Allen says no, it's the Jets' ball. And that's Quinnen Williams.
Comfortable. He needs a good start tonight.
Keep it on the ground. Knight to the outside, forced out of bounds. 3rd and 5. Under pressure, and down he goes. Coming in almost untouched. Andre Cisco with the sack. It's crazy tonight, and that kick is just good. Let's see what he sent in. Play fake, and then the pass is caught here. And Ingram. They don't go Gardner's way at all. And meanwhile, big hole here, and he almost lost the ball, but takes it to the 20-yard line. Lawrence to the outside, too deep. 32-yard attempt, and as we say, nothing's going to be easy tonight. 3rd down and 7. And that pass is caught. 1st down and a lot more here. Tyler Conklin. So Wilson starts 1 out of 3 for 27 yards. That pass to Conklin. Chase still backing up. And finally just has to fling that one away. Lawrence fires to the outside. Defender falls down. Quick throw. And another 1st down. Final minute of the quarter. Game tied at 3. 2nd and 10. Lawrence throws, and that is caught for another 1st down. Drive started back at the 4. They're at the 38 in the waning seconds. Lawrence. A lot of room to roam, and Trevor Lawrence. And Tennessee comes to Jacksonville at the end. ETN inside the 5 has a 1st down. Tackled at the 2-yard line. And again, that Walker Little taking over that left tackle with the block there. Meanwhile, one of the 3rd down and goal from inside the 1. Diving. The ball comes out. But he was over the line. He had possession as he crossed the goal line. So it is a touchdown. Rolling, keeps his eyes downfield, completes it, and picking up the 1st down with a nice little move to the inside. Old Jets mark. 1st and 15 now. Play action, deep drop to the near side. That's caught here by Knight. Might get some before the night is done. Michael Carter now in the backfield. 3rd and 21. Little dump off here. And getting into 7 minutes to halftime. Lawrence keeping it. 1st down. Huge disparity in plays. Time of possession. Yardage. Quick throw to the outside here. Ingram breaking tackles. And the one-time Giant. 5 wide on 3rd and 10. Christian Kirk comes up about this direction. We're missing a lot in warm-ups tonight, but not this time.
So humble and gracious with his time, and always giving back. He'll be missed by so many.
Wilson on 1st down, under pressure. He's going to get sacked. Major pressure that time. Roy Robertson Harris. Only the 17th play they've run. Jacksonville has run 36. Catches made. But
they have 5 running plays for 4 yards in this 1st half.
Quick throw. Catch made, but Jacksonville will take it right to halftime. And they don't get the stop, and ETN makes the catch and takes it all the way to the New York 35-yard line, and the clock stops. ETN, who is in motion, makes the catch, and he's going to pick up the 1st down. Or close. Nope, they're going to mark it a little bit short. Bring the field goal unit out from the 34. So a 44-yard attempt for Riley Patterson. And that kick, no good. Wide to the left. You bunch 3 receivers to the right. Wilson back to throw. Clock is at all zeros, and that'll be picked off. So that'll look good on the stat sheet. Lloyd, he's going to lateral it. We've seen this all weekend long to Andre Cisco.
He's in a new offense. He's making quicker decisions like that.
2nd and 7 catches made.
That's how big of a win that was for him and his team.
So improbable, down by 17, force overtime. 2nd year of 5 with the Eagles from the 46-yard line. Lawrence throws, caught, first down, and a lot more as the catch is made by Evan Ingram. Of the 3rd quarter on a 3rd down and 18. Quick throw to the outside here. Agnew makes the catch. 3 defensive players plus a special teams player going to the Pro Bowl. And this kick is good by Riley Patterson. Keeps it again. Little dump pass. And the crowd finally has something to cheer about. Jets with their first down of this half, only the 4th in the game. Streveler has an open man and he hits him, even though the pass was a little bit short at the 43-yard line. Gets it to C.J. Uzomah. 2nd down and 23. Streveler gonna run it. Meanwhile, start the 4th quarter with a 3rd and 9. And Streveler, who's provided a spark, there he goes for a first down.
Really, you're executing it pretty well here.
Totally. Pass is dropped. Oh, it's right in the hands of Corey Davis. Can the magic continue? The running back is Ty Johnson. Streveler throwing and going down to the ground and holding it in. And forward progress will get Wilson the first down. Garrett Wilson. Streveler hands the ball off, and it's going to be a 4th down play coming up. Streveler throws, and it's incomplete. Provided a spark on that drive, which comes to a halt at the 13. And now Lawrence takes over and throws to the open man. Once again, getting arrested at least on this play. 2nd and 1. Lawrence chased out of the pocket. Seeks the sideline.
Lead his team to a victory that night with using his legs.
3rd and 7. The deep drop. The throw along the sideline.
Because of the recognition of defense.
Pass is caught. 3rd and 6. Pump fake. Scrambles away. Throws against the grain. Incomplete. Can he keep the drive alive? He throws. That is caught, but backing up, and Elijah Moore completed 5 of 9 for 53 yards. It's 4th down and 2. Throwing. Caught. And the ball then comes out. They had the first down and more. And the next thing you know, it's a turnover. Trey Herndon comes away with it after Garrett Wilson could not haul it in. Fake, chased, look out. Lawrence avoids the sack, gets it away, and it's incomplete. And he tries to make it 19-3, which he does. Streveler. Dancing. Throws on the run. 2nd and 2. And that's caught. The endings last week were as crazy as they get. Especially, the Raider game. I don't have to tell you. I'm going to tell the Raiders. Meanwhile, here's Streveler.
Who would have thought that at the beginning of the year?
Nobody. 4th and 6. And that is incomplete. Threw into double coverage there intended for Wilson. Find that 11th doctor and he'll be cleared to play. Well, that's going to wrap this one up. The Jaguars have now won 3 in a row. 2 straight on the road after they were 1-22 in their last 23 road games until they beat Tennessee. And now they do it again. 2 straight road wins for the first time in 5 seasons.